Hello guys, ready back again here with another video. This is gonna be a banger. We are back 2024. Let's make money. We are hot. Let's go. So in this video I'm actually going to show you how to pass a prop firm challenge in just one trade. Guys, to pass a prop firm challenge you need to have these three key elements into place. You need to understand enough about the market, and that is, you need to understand your technical analysis. All right, and then number two things, you need to understand risk. You need to be able to lose. Like, you need to understand that in order for you to do this, you need to be comfortable with losing. Only then you can be able to think freely in the market. And the number three element is, you need to have good psychology. If you do not have any of these three, then it's really going to be hard for you to actually try to do these things. But the good news is that, do not worry, if you don't know about this, I can actually show you or teach you how to go about this. All right, by joining my free Discord, and I'm gonna start doing one-on-ones with my students from next week. All right, without any further ado, I'm actually going to start with this video. All right guys, so we are on the chart of GBP USD. As you can see here, like, we just came from a buyer's momentum. Okay, buyers are still in control of this market, but we are actually starting to see some form of sellers stepping into the markets. Okay, what do I mean by that? Okay, we came from a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then we had this break here. Okay, this is my first break of structure. Okay, this is a breaker structure, but this breaker structure does not mean that price is actually going to move to the downside until we have a change of structure. Okay, so I was expecting price to actually, last week I was actually expecting price to break this here to finally create a change of character. Sorry. Okay, so the change of character did not happen. As you can see here, price did not close below. If it had closed below, it would have led me to believe that sellers are really in control of this market. But in this case, buyers are still involved. We may see some selling movement from next week, but we're not certain yet, because here sellers failed to break below this price. All right, so now that we know that, I'm gonna go to the H4 time frame. All right, so in the H4 time frame, what do we have here? Okay, so in the H4 time frame, it was actually a different story. You can see we had a breaker structure in the H4 time frame, but right after that 4-hour candle, we had this surge of price. Okay, which leads me to believe that, okay, now buyers are really still in control of this market. But look at here, as price came here, we broke structure. We made a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, so this is right here is an area where I'm actually going to be looking out for price. Okay, it's an area where I'm going to be looking out. I'm going to actually assess what price is doing. This is an area where we can have a big negotiation between buyers and sellers. Okay, so now we're making lower low, lower highs, lower low, lower highs, lower low, until we had this surge of price. Okay, so that's our first breaker structure. Okay, we got a breaker structure right there. Okay, and the candle responsible for that break would have been this candle here. In this case, the market actually came back to that level, but to me this was not a setup, because it did not meet my set of variables. Like, I like for price to actually fall into the 72% fib retracement before I can even think of this as a trade. Okay, so in this case it did not do that. And then I'm going to place my line here to see how the week started. Okay, so this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, so on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I did not have an opportunity, of which I'm fine with. Okay, so price went up, made a higher high, higher low, and then we had another breaker structure right there. Okay, here's that breaker structure. Okay, breaker structure, candle responsible for that break is this candle right there. Okay, so let me just delete this for cleaner charts. Okay, so now I know that, okay, we broke structure. I'm just waiting for markets to pull back to the zone before before I can actually buy. Okay, so, and also guys, for this strategy to work, you only need to focus on your A plus setups. Okay, if you can focus on your A plus setup, this is actually how you can capitalize on these prop firm challenges. Okay, so now let me go to the 1-hour time frame to refine my analysis. Okay, so we had that breaker structure right there. Okay, and then we also had we have this area responsible for that break. Okay, so when I have these 2 points, what I like to do is I'll place my Fibonacci from the low point to the high point, and I will mark the 171.72% zone. Okay, sorry, 72% zone, and then I'll delete the fib. Okay, so now I know that if price touches the zone, I'm going to go to the lower time frame to try to look for my entry. Okay, so once I find it, what I also like to do is I like to place my range. Okay, my range is always from below the 0 of the fib, and then the target will be the high point. Okay, so now you can see here that we have a risk to reward ratio of 2.48. Okay, so now this 2.48 is just your range. Okay, it's just like there's a high probability that price can actually go from here all the way to there. But if you go to the lower time frame, you can turn this 2.48R into like a even bigger trade, or like a 5R or 6R plus. Okay, so I'm going to show you how. Okay, so but if you don't want to go into all of that, you can just place your buy limit order, whatever, and then you set your stop loss below here, and then your target above there. Okay, that's still fine, but I like to really capitalize on these moves. Okay, so now now that I know that, I'll go to the 15-minute time frame. Okay, the 15-minute time frame, what do we have? See, in the 15-minute time frame, things were not really clear. Okay, so if I don't see, if when price touches my 72% fib level and there's really nothing like a nice structure for me, what I like to do is I like to go to the 5-minute time frame. Okay, so in the 5-minute time frame, what do we see here? Let's just wait for the charts to load. Okay, so in the 5-minute time frame, we have something a lot more clearer. Okay, and you can see here we were in the sell order flow until an eruption. Okay, so price erupted here. Okay, this is buyers showed interest. Okay, by breaking the structure. Okay, so when price does this, for me, this can already be an entry as well. Like you can take a breakout entry here, you can place like a buy stop order here, and then you just wait for price to go. Okay, but like what I like to do for like my sniper entry is that I'm going to take my free from the low point to the high point, and then I'll place my buy limit order just at the 72% fib. Okay, and my stop loss will be below the 100% zone. Okay, and then I'm going to target what? I'm going to target the higher time frame high. Okay, so boom. So that same 2.48R trade now became a 6R trade. Now, here's the interesting part, guys. The interesting part is that most of these prop firms, like for phase 1, you only need an 8% to pass phase 1, and then for phase 2, sometimes it's 4 or 5%. All right, so now that you have your trade here, this is it's a 6R trade. So now and this is an A+ setup. Okay, so now what you need to do is you need to risk 2% of your account. All right, so I'm going to pull out my calculator to show you what I'm actually mean by that. Okay, you need to risk 2% of your account. Okay, so say you just bought like a $5,000 challenge. Okay, what is 1% of $5,000? Okay, what is 1% of $5,000? 1% of $5,000 is $50. Okay, so now in this case, I want you to risk 2%. 2% will be $100. Okay, so you take your $100 and you divide it by 8. Okay, 8 is actually your stop loss. Okay, which is 8 pips. Okay, you divide it by 8. Okay, it's going to give you 12.5. Okay, 12.5. Now you move the comma to the left, and that's going to give you a lot size, which is going to be 1.25 is the lot size that you're going to use. So what does that mean? Your lot size 1.25 just means that you're simply making $12.5 per pip. Okay, now you take that and you multiply it by the amount of pip that you're going to make. So in this trade here, you're going to make 48.4 pips. Okay, so sorry, now you time it by 48.4 pips, and then it gives you 605. All right, so now already this is to actually pass this challenge, you only need $400. So you don't even need all this. You don't need a 6R. All you need is probably like you need a 4R. Okay, so by here already you would have passed your challenge. Okay, so you actually did not need to capitalize on all this move. So you're risking 1% and you're going for 4R. Okay, you're going for 4R. It's a 1-to-4 risk to reward ratio. And then you can see that this trade, your entry was at 3:40 p.m. and then you hit target at, oh no, sorry, so let me drag this. You hit target at 7:40 p.m. So within like 3 hours max, your target was hit, and then that's how you pass your phase one. Understand? So that's really what that's really all it takes to pass your funded challenge in just one trade. But this is for someone who understands the market. Okay, they know technical analysis, they understand risk management, and they also have a good psychology. If you don't have any of the three, it's actually going to be very hard for you to achieve this. All right, and if you don't have that, I'm gonna start doing one-on-ones. I'm gonna teach you guys how to go about this, and you can do that you can get to me by joining the Discord below. All right, click on the link on the Discord below, and I'm also gonna show you. I'm also gonna drop my affiliate link for the prop firm that I really think is very game changer. Is Funding Pips. Their challenges are very, very affordable. I'm actually going to put the screenshot on the screen so you can have an idea of how much it costs. It's very, very cheap. For like a $5,000 challenge is $32. That's like the cheapest I've ever seen on any prop firm. So guys, so that's basically it. And like these opportunity happens all the time. Like for last week, for instance, I caught this move on GBP/USD, and then there was another move that I caught on Friday, but I had to close that trade early because I don't leave my trade running over the weekend. And I'm going to show you that example. I can show you that example very quick. Okay, so let me just remove everything, go back to the H4. Okay, it's going to be very, very quick, very, very quick one, because I don't want to make this video very long. I'm going to keep it short. Okay, so look at here, I had a breaker structure there. Okay, breaker structure, candle responsible for the break. Okay, place my fib from the low to the high, find the 72% zone. Okay, 72% zone is in. Okay, and then what is that? Once I have that, I find my range. Okay, I got my range. Okay, and I'll delete this, go to a lower time frame. Like for the sake of making this video fast, I'm just gonna go to like the 15-minute time frame. Okay, 15-minute time frame. What happened here? Okay, boom, 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 break a structure. Okay, you got a break a structure right there. Break a structure. Once the break a structure happen, what do? You place your fib again from the low to the high, and then you place your order at the 72% zone. Stop loss below the 100, and your target is the high point. Okay, so this is a 7R trade. Okay, this is a 7R trade. Understand? So it's just like that, guys. A trade like this will enable you to pass your phase one quick, and you don't even need a 7. Like by here, if you risk 2%, by here you've already passed the challenge. All right, guys. So if you're interested, join the link in the description below. That's my Discord channel, my new Discord channel. And from there, you send me a message if you want a free mentorship. If you like a really, really fresh trader, and I can cut your learning curve by like 80%. Like you can start doing these things. Once I teach you what I know, you can start doing these things on the regular. And I'm also gonna give you all the in and out, the risk management plan, how to keep these accounts once you get funded, how to process your payouts and all that stuff. I can assist you on that. So if you're interested and if you're a serious trader, hit me on my Discord and let's make it happen, guys. Sorry this video was actually longer than I expected, but I actually really just wanted to show you guys, give you an idea of how to pass these challenges. Okay, so have an amazing week, and I wish you guys to stay profitable this year. Happy New Year, and let's make this happen.